Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This is a video that I have been wanting to post for such a long time, and it's literally been a huge compilation of video footage that I've been gaining over the past couple of months in the whole process of me trying to just vlog my entire experience in writing my graphic novel manuscript. I'm very excited to be finally sharing this vlog with all of you. It's been definitely a very long awaited video for me, and just know that it is going to be a long video of me kind of rambling on and on about my thoughts at the time when writing my manuscript. Basically just me trying to work through everything in my head as I was going through the process. If you see any looks of utter confusion on my face, that was just me trying to get through it. And being so new to all of this, as I will mention over and over, there is no set way of writing and going about creating a graphic novel. And no one tells you anywhere what you are and are not supposed to do. So navigating through this on my own and trying to figure it all out has been a challenge at times, but I mean, I guess that's how you learn, through experience and through understanding yourself and coming to understand your story and what you're trying to accomplish. I hope this video helps somebody or feels relatable to anyone out there that is writing a story also. It doesn't even have to be you writing a graphic novel. Anyone that is new to trying to become traditionally published, you will understand and feel that relatability in this entire vlog. So originally when I filmed and compiled all this footage together, it was just for me to look back and remember one day. But then I thought maybe it can help somebody out there that needs that encouragement or that extra push to keep going and to know that you're not in this alone. We're all struggling through it together, and yeah. So even though I won't be sharing anything specific and anything really about my book at all, because that will be for another date for me to go into more detail and discuss. You're just gonna see a lot of clips of me talking through my thoughts. I guess it was more like, this vlog was more, let's be honest, of like a therapy session for me because I needed to go through that inner dialogue of me discussing things out loud to actually get a hold on things. I mean, I can honestly say it really helped. So if you're in the process of trying to create a story or writing your first book, maybe just turn on your camera and record yourself talking about what you're thinking at that moment in time and maybe how you can resolve some issues. Because I know when I filmed a couple of the clips that you're about to see, after I stopped recording, I actually came to some revelations and was like,
oh, that would actually be a good scene that I could write in. I should definitely add that.
Definitely helped me, but I hope that it helps somebody else. Well, I guess I'll let you enjoy this very chaotic vlog of me just writing all 3 parts of my graphic novel, basically the entirety of my graphic novel manuscript. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the video. Hello everybody. I started writing a middle grade novel. The whole goal with it was just to see like where it went from there. I've been torn between, should I do a novel, should I do a graphic novel? And ultimately I've gone to the graphic novel many times. I've been working on the manuscript, but oh my goodness, this is so tiring. I have known that I've wanted to write since I was 2 or 3 years old, but never did I think that it was going to be such a challenge, so difficult. Yeah, sometimes I have days where I'm like,
I can't even write straight. My brain can't think.
And then I get angry that I can't even concentrate and think of the right words to say. And then some days my mind is like, it's just coming. It's coming, the ideas are flowing, full creativity mode. But other days it's just like, I'm stuck at a wall. I've always been a perfectionist and I like to do things a certain way. Trying to write a graphic novel is very difficult when there's no set format of how to do it. Different from a novel where you're just telling the reader the entire story and describing it in detail. A graphic novel, you literally have panels and images, exact images, where you get to show your audience, hey, this is exactly what I wanted to convey in this scene at this moment, which I think is so cool, especially since I've loved to write and draw since I was a kid. It's definitely a process. I really wanted to vlog this whole journey because this might be able to help somebody in the future. Writing my graphic novel manuscript, and I'm on page 12, and then I feel like I just need to go back to writing the dialogue portion. So I decided to start a new Word document. Started from the very beginning. Yeah, being a writer it's not as easy as you might think that it is. And I love to write. Like, it is my passion to write. But goodness gracious, it is an uphill battle. Let me just say that. And I can't wait to hopefully continue to share more updates with you. But for now, that is all I have. So here is my next little kind of like small update. I'm about to start part 2. And I am just so excited. Yes, I am titling every single one of the 3 parts different and giving it a different font color because I need the excitement and I need some color in my life. I'm just so excited to start writing this next part. I already have the ideas, the storyline written down, and now I'm just going to keep rambling on and on about the storyline without giving too much away. So I'm going to just stop talking now and I'll update you when I have more or when I'm close to being finished with part 2. Hey everybody, I just wanted to pop in with kind of a little bit of a quick update. Last time I was talking with y'all, I was talking about working on writing part 2 of my graphic novel. As I mentioned before, it is split into 3 parts. I'm almost done writing part 2. I literally have one more scene left and then it is on to part 3. So I'm very, very excited that I'm finally going to be moving on to part 3. Part 2 is taking me quite a while, but part 3 I've just been so excited to get into part 3 because it has a lot of the pivotal moments in the story that I am just so eager to get into. You'll only know this excitement when you write a story that you are just so passionate about. I've been going back and forth editing part 1 and the parts that I've already written of part 2. Yeah, I am so close to finishing part 2 and moving on to part 3, but I kind of just wanted to share that with you. Of course, this is just me writing out all of the dialogue. I am the author illustrator of my graphic novel, so I have been making a bunch of like tedious notes telling myself exactly how I imagine the illustration in the panels to play out according to the dialogue I've written. I'm literally staring at the manuscript right now, and the way I see my graphic novel is like, it's kind of like when you're on a roller coaster and you're starting at the very, very bottom. Part 1 of my graphic novel was like the beginning of the roller coaster, and then part 2, it's like you're almost at the top of the hill, and then part 3, you're at the very top, the adrenaline is like all there, and then boom, you go down, and that's part 3. It's the downward part of the roller coaster, but it does end on a happy note, I will say. So for any of you that are wondering, oh, she's doing a queer story, therefore it's probably going to have a lot of awful stuff. Actually, on the contrary, as I have already talked about before, while my story has a lot of pain and sadness, because that's just the reality of life, it doesn't even have anything to do with queer stories sometimes being more tragic, it also has a lot of really, really sweet moments and a lot of happy, fluttery moments that I am excited about. Literally the main thing I tell myself all the time when I'm writing my manuscript is I just hope more than anything that I'm able to one day share this with the world and be able to share this with all of you. It's one of the reasons why I'm writing this book in the first place. Sorry, my screen just went dark. But yeah, like looking at the manuscript and everything, it's like something I'm really, really happy about. I just hope that one day I can bring some happiness to people. I mean, as authors, as creators of our own stories and books, you only hope that you can make it into the publishing industry. I like to set goals for myself. So the ultimate goal would be getting a literary agent and then getting picked up by a publisher. And then if you want to dream really big, then imagining, you know, another deal happening in the future. You never really know what can happen. You just have to be really optimistic and positive. Just imagine the most incredible things. I like to really manifest things. Just imagine myself like at a book signing, like with my book, and people like wanting to talk to me about my book, and being at a writing conference or at a panel and talking about why I chose to write the book and the setting and the characters and the important themes in my book. It's definitely something fun. So for all of you that maybe are having a little bit of difficulty trying to really manifest and think and picture yourself, just imagine yourself wherever the book might take you, wherever you want it to land you. If it's just getting an agent, if it's just getting the manuscript written, if it's you getting a deal with a film studio or Netflix picking you up, whatever crazy dream you have, shoot for that dream, because it could happen. You just have to be willing to put in the work. And that's exactly what I have been doing with this manuscript, putting in as much work as possible. So I will update you again when I have a little bit more and I have officially moved on to writing part 3, but I'm getting really excited. I can't wait to share that next update with you. I'll also probably talk a little bit more about goals and just my experience in this whole, writing. So yeah. Hello everyone, welcome back to the vlog. So I just wanted to pop on for a little bit and share something, I don't want to say exciting. So I've kind of been working on writing more of part 2, as I mentioned prior. I was able to finish writing the dialogue for all of part 1 and have been working diligently on part 2. And there was just like this scene that I came to writing and I was just getting so giddy and excited. It was actually embarrassing that I was just like literally on my own in my room typing the dialogue for these characters and getting butterflies of how adorable this scene is. And then I was like,
this is lame that I'm the only person that's literally getting excited over a scene.
Because I'm a very visual person. I'm imagining it all like playing out in my head. But obviously no one knows what I'm talking about. It's just me. Went and told my mom and I was like, I just wrote this scene. The dialogue is on point. And she was like, oh, that's great. And I was like,
yeah, it really is.
I wonder if there's any other authors out there or writers. I mean, you know what? Let's just call ourselves authors. Every single person that writes. If you have ever written a story or written anything, you're an author, okay? Just call yourself an author. Let's just do ourselves a favor. We're all authors, okay? If any of you have ever written something that you were literally getting super passionate about and excited and giddy because, it's your story, it's your characters, leave a comment down below and let me know, just so I can feel like I'm not the only person that gets excited over the most mundane of things. Yeah, I just thought that was funny. A long day of writing and editing some more of part 1 back and forth, and I was just like,
wow, this would be such a good scene. Yeah,
so I just wanted to add that. Okay, back to writing more. Bye. It is official. I just finished part 2 and I'm so excited and over the moon. Oh, this has taken me such a long time to write, and as I mentioned before, so excited to move on to part 3. It has all of the peak moments. It has all the super cute scenes that I just cannot wait to get into. So I am just
I'm at a loss for words.
And yeah, I do have to go back and do a lot of editing, but that's okay because that's the whole process. This is what it's all about, right? Last night I actually did go back because it's always a good thing to make notes so that you can improve and just better yourself. So I went back over the manuscript in my head, just like going over the story, and decided to just take some notes on what could be bettered. And then I also wrote down just some things that I have to make sure that convey to the audience so that they are aware of what is going on in my head, because being creators and writers, sometimes what makes perfect sense in your head does not translate onto the page, and that's definitely something that I struggle with at times. So it's something I just remind myself of
and tell myself, okay, that made perfect sense in your head, but will everyone else understand it too?
And that's the whole goal, since I'm writing this for my readers, for everyone that's going to pick up this book. So I've just been making tons of notes on my iPad back and forth of, okay, make sure I get this done, this gets accomplished, and also brainstorming the scenes I've already written. It's also trying to better some of the scenes, so maybe adding extra things to them to make them a little bit more cohesive, or to make a scene more exciting, or to add an extra bit of dialogue that could strengthen the scene. That could be a good thing. So I've just been going back and forth, trying to think of, okay, how is this story gonna play out? I actually came up with a final scene in part 2 last night. I actually was not intending on adding, but I feel like it's necessary because it's just a part of the story and the way that it is, and the way that it translated more fluidly into part 3, and it made it sound a lot stronger. Sometimes when I write, all of the imagination and creativity sparks very late into the morning hours, but I just wanted to share that small little update. Yeah, I don't want to say this is the final stretch, because I'm far from the final stretch. I have tons of editing to do after. 31 pages as of now to go back over that I can probably better and make stronger. And I always want to put my best foot forward when it comes to what I send to agents. And when I query all of the hard work that I poured into this storyline, I love my characters. I'm in love with them. They feel like my children. As dumb as that may sound. So as of now, I'm done writing for today. My brain it's gone. Even though I only wrote 2 scenes today, I think it was like 5 or 6 pages, which I know it sounds like nothing, but when you're writing and you're trying to get the dialogue straight and you're targeting a middle grade audience, it's a constant reminding myself of, okay, what would a middle schooler say? What would they think? How would they react to their parents? How would they react to a friend? How would they respond to a crush? And that's probably the most challenging part, but that can be a video for a whole other day. Transitioning on to part 3, approaching somewhat the finish line. Part 2 was much longer. I was looking back at my manuscript and part 1 was only from page 1 to page 11, and then basically from page 11 to page 31, that was part 2. The good thing about being a creator of your own content is that you call the shots and you are the one that, determines, hey, I think this part needs to be this much more longer, or I want this part to be this much shorter. I'll update you when I have more and when I have officially started writing part 3. I don't know if you can see this empty canvas. Part 3, yes, exactly. And let me show you just the word count of what I'm at currently. 31 pages, 10,000 words, which might not sound like a lot, but I don't actually know what's considered normal for a graphic novel. 31 pages, that's not bad. So, I am so excited to dive into this. I just finished writing my manuscript. Okay, sorry, that must have sounded really awful, but look, okay, so I came out to like the 54 pages, and I know it's like, okay, whatever, Briana, it's only 18,000 words. It's a graphic novel, so mind you, I intended this graphic novel to be around at least maybe like 370, 400 pages, so, I have my work cut out for me, but let me just switch back to the other angle so I can talk more. You guys, I have been waiting for this for so long. I have been working so much on this manuscript, and I'm just so excited that it is finally done. I'm literally staring at it right now. Oh my goodness, it's been a long time. This has been such a build up over so many months, and I'm so excited. I can't even share with you how excited I am that I am finally done with this. All I can say is that I'm absolutely obsessed with this story and everything about it, and just love the characters, just the entire encompassation of the story. I think it's so heartwarming and so wholesome, and just the cutest thing. Some of the scenes I wrote literally were just so cute. Yeah, I did show you right before that my story came out to the 53 pages. Again, I don't really know how long is considered normal for like a typical graphic novel when it comes to you just writing the manuscript out, but I'm very excited because now that it is finally done, I have just been wanting to finish this story for so long, and now that the manuscript is finally completed, I'm just going to do a really brief little like touch up on the story, kind of polish it a little, and then it's on to querying, which is one of the most exciting parts of the entire process in my opinion, because I'm just getting closer and closer to taking that next step to getting my book possibly published and picked up. So it's extremely exciting, and I can't wait. I will be sharing my updates on that as well, and I'll have an entirely separate video just dedicated to how to query and my experience in the querying process and what the online forums look like, since that's kind of been the majority of the agents. And when I had previously talked about how I was able to write my story and how that came from me already submitting to a good enough group of agents and then getting rejected, that helped because I was able to see for the first time what all of these online query forms look like and all the different questions that they ask you and all the things you have to upload if you're the author or if you're the illustrator or if you're both. I'll be sharing all of that with you as well. I wish I could talk so much about this book and just give you the slightest hint about what it's about and any of the characters' names or the setting, but I don't want to give anything away yet because I'm just trying to keep everything on the down low for now, but there will come a day where I will be sharing everything possible. I will be screaming about the characters. I literally just last night was writing a soundtrack for my book because I need something to help me get excited about this whole journey. That's making a vision board, or if that's you just finding a bunch of different songs on YouTube or Spotify or Pandora, whatever you listen to, and just like making a playlist and writing them down. If that's what helps you, that's what I was doing last night. I was finding all these new artists and I was listening to their songs and kept thinking,
oh my gosh, this is literally this scene in the book. I need this.
or
I could definitely see this playing when this character is going through this turmoil or when this is happening.
so that was just getting me giddy alone because I like to be very optimistic. Like I've said recently, I love to be optimistic and positive thinking because I think that's so important when you're about to accomplish something so big, and for you to have something awesome to look forward to, or even a goal or a dream that you want to attain with this project or whatever you're doing. For me, ultimately, to be able to see your story come to fruition and come to life through real people, I think that's one of the coolest things ever. I just wanted to share that update that I officially finished writing my book and couldn't be more excited. So I'll update you when I start to query, but for now, this is the end of my writing a graphic novel manuscript vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, leave a thumbs up. Comment down below if you're in the same stage of your life where you're trying to write a manuscript, or if you're barely starting out for the first time. I applaud you. Keep going at it. Being able to create something that hopefully we can one day share with everybody else, I think that's just the icing on the cake. Thanks for watching this vlog, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye!